evening, and welcome to Sporlitics, where sports and politics mix and mingle. I'm Stacey Johnson. Joining me tonight is Stephen, the independent thinker, Keith, the constitutional conservative, and my cousin Todd. We have a full show for you tonight. U.S. airstrikes did not destroy Iran's nuclear capability and only set the country's nuclear ambitions back a few months. Stephen with NASCAR, and the Pakistan government nominates President Trump for Nobel Peace Prize, praising his stellar statesmanship. Congratulations to the NHL Stanley Cup winners, the Florida Panthers. And a federal judge indefinitely blocks President Trump's administration from cutting off Harvard's ability to host foreign students. Congratulations to the Oklahoma Thunder on winning the NBA championship. And the British government said on today, that it would purchase a dozen F-35A fighter jets that were capable of firing tactical nuclear weapons in what it described as the biggest expansion of its nuclear deterrent in a generation, and more if we can fit it in. We have a lot to talk about, including the big, beautiful bill. But first, Stephen and NASCAR. Sorry, Stephen. I thought you looked a little bit like Aguna.
I've been out in the sun.
So what's going on with NASCAR?
Well, what we had was Pocono this past week. Great race. Beautiful race. A triangle, huge, 2.5 miles. Great race. Cannot complain. It was the whole race was wonderful. Bristow won, which was incredible for him, for Ford. It was no real complaints about this race at all. We have Atlanta coming up, which that's going to be a test because that's a 1.5 mile track. But if you want to bet somebody top five, we're talking about gambling every now and then. If you want to bet somebody top five, top three, top 10, Ryan Blaney is the best here at this track for some reason, or anybody that's around him or on his team, you might want to look at them. So I can't complain about it. Can't complain about good racing. But again, it's on Prime. I don't understand why. On Prime, I can't record the race. I can't pause the race. I can't go back and look at something interesting. I can't rewind it. I can't fast forward it. I can't do anything because it's on Prime. So NASCAR racing has become pay-per-view, which I never thought would happen. It's not the MMA. It's not something that people salivate about. They just have to see it. They just cannot stand to go another day without seeing it. That's what they do on there. I don't do any pay-per-view, but I do have Prime anyway, and I get to see it. But it is very frustrating because it's summertime. There's things I like to do. I like to tape a race and come back and see it, and all of my friends do too. And a lot of my friends, I'm an old OG. So a lot of my friends are like me. I try to keep them in racing, but we're losing them left and right because they're saying, I don't want a pay-per-view. I don't want to get Prime. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do anything special. I want to be able to watch it like I watch football. What is going on here? NASCAR's making a huge mistake, but I think they're almost on the way out, and it breaks my heart. But they've been around for a long time.
But when you say on the way out, what do you mean by on the way out?
They can't get the Fox or the NBC or people like that to put enough money into advertising because it doesn't pay off for the advertisers. So what they have to do is go to Prime and then get something that's already there that people are paying for, so they get that money automatically. And most people don't like this. Most people want to see what they've been watching for 70 years or whatever. They want it to be something they can just turn on Fox or NBC or something and watch it. They can't anymore because they're doing it through this. So that hurts a lot of people that want to watch racing. And a lot of people that want to watch racing are not millionaires or billionaires or make a whole lot of money to where they want different things like Prime or Netflix. They don't do that. Maybe they only watch Fox and NBC, CBS and stuff like that. But they don't want to pay extra to watch it. So I understand people like that, but it is very much hurting racing, Stacey. and it makes me think that racing may be on the way out because they can't make enough money
Racing
unearned.
on the way out.
That there
Well,
might not be any more NASCAR. See what we have on
Hampshire's
like
gonna still
junior
count
racing.
that?
We have truck racing and junior racing, but that is old style racing and it's still on the old channels and people like it. I think that's where NASCAR's or racing's going to go. There's not going to be the big boys anymore. It's not going to be the best guys racing. They're going to
No
all
Bubba
have to go to
Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
No Bubba Wallace.
Well, Bubba Wallace, he's ranked 12th right now. He's had a very good year with these cars, and his team with Denny Hamlin. I think Denny Hamlin's in 3rd place now. They're doing very, very well. So Michael Jordan, who's part owner of the team, he's extremely happy right now. So everything's working good. Bubba had a bad weekend. He didn't make the right decisions. He did a couple things wrong, and people are overly criticizing him.
Okay.
But overall, about halfway through the year, if he's 12th out of 38 drivers, he's doing good. So it's a good year for that team. 11 and 11:45. It's good for the team, but it is frustrating. It's really frustrating that you have to have Prime. If I didn't have Prime, I'd be really upset. And like I said again, I like to tape the race. It comes a Sunday afternoon at 3:00 or whatever it comes on. I have other plans that include being outside. I don't want to be inside at this time. If I am, I'm sick. I have an illness that keeps me from going outside. So
that's why
yeah,
you're
it's
like,
really, and I'm not the only one. And that's everybody is. You know, in the Prime, that it's
what illness is that?
It's so much blasphemy. Yes.
So
What?
Stephen,
Wait
so
a
that
minute.
seems
I
like
have
to
a
me.
question.
No,
What
I don't want
illness
you to
is
hear your
that? Are you pregnant?
Yes, I am pregnant. Thank you for asking. You know,
Oh.
usually it would be like, I'm a little bit bloated, and you shouldn't ask a man if he's pregnant. But you're right. Okay, and I was going to make it a statement for everybody, but yes, Todd, I am pregnant. Thank you.
So Stephen,
Yes, ma'am.
let me share the screen for Briscoe at Poconos, Chase Briscoe at Poconos.
Yeah, he's a great driver. Great driver.
Steve mentioned, he told our pre-race folks, we have to execute. It was a driver mistake that put him in a bad spot, but it was maybe the most impressive stint of his entire career that put him back in a good spot. What was going through your mind, saving fuel, trying to hold off your teammate, the 7-time winner here, Denny Hamlin, and what on the wheel?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Like I wasn't driving hard, so it's not like I was on the ragged edge, but it was just so hard to, have a guy chasing you, right? Especially the guy that's probably the greatest of all time here, and to be trying to save fuel and everything else. So yeah, just thank you to all you race fans. It's sold out every single time we come here, and it's unbelievable racing in front of a sold out crowd. So yeah, just an amazing day for our race team. That's really the first race we've kind of executed truthfully all year long. So yeah, just to get Johnny Morris Bass Pro Shops in victory lane, to get Toyota in victory lane, Joe Gibbs Racing, they took a big chance on me, right? Like I wasn't everybody's first choice, I think, but yeah, for me to be able to get here and now finally deliver a win is just an awesome feeling.
Was that maybe the single most disciplined stint you've ever driven in your career?
Yeah, anybody that's worked with me knows I'm normally over driving and missing my marks all the time. So yeah, it's crazy when you slow down. It tells me all the time, if you slow down, you probably go faster. And it was true there. So yeah, just amazing day. I want to say hey to Marissa, Brooks, Cooper, Collins. Wish they were here to celebrate this, but yeah, just an amazing day. And once again, thank you to all you race fans.
How personally gratifying is it to add your name to the list of drivers who have won a Cup Series race for Joe Gibbs Racing?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I literally grew up racing my sprint car video game in a Joe Gibbs Racing Home Depot uniform. So yeah, to be able to get coach in victory lane after, like I said, them taking a chance on me is just, it's so rewarding, truthfully. And that, just such a big weight off my shoulders. I've been telling my wife the last 2 weeks, like, I have to win. And finally to come here and do it, it's just been a great day.
As a sold out crowd celebrates with you, you got about 20 crew guys ready to celebrate. Come to the playoffs.
Great day.
Briscoe.
Great day. Yep. It's been beautiful. Great race for him and Joe Gibbs Racing. Beautiful. Absolutely. And being a Redskin fan, I love Joe Gibbs. So it's all good, Stacey.
I don't know why we have to spend so much time on FIFA, but whatever.
I agree.
I'm going to move on to.
Yay.
Yeah.
Let's go to FIFA.
We're not
just finished with FIFA.
We're going to the NHL handicap winners.
Woo! Go Florida.
Check with the players. But a proclamation from the Florida Panthers today. In southeast Florida, 2025 is the summer of love.
Woo!
So here it is. In the history of man, no chance there have ever been this many cat lovers in one spot.
I don't understand what that means.
I think it has something to do with. I'm not going to say it.
So those of you fine people that braved the weather last year, you saw a cat in the front and a cat on the back. I got 2 cats on the front. That's Bobby. That's Penny.
Is he making fun of the vice president?
A grown man at 58 gets on the
Can
stage
you stop
in front of a
talking during the
people
video?
as if your daughter made me. My daughter made us. As you can understand. But in truth, so we leave here today together. Men behind me love you. All of you love the men behind me.
Okay. All right.
So we will ask this of you, the police officers and the first responders, for all they do to keep us out of harm's way. This summer, let's keep them out of harm's way.
What does that mean?
That will be our gift to all these people. All of you are a gift to us. I hope these men behind you gave a gift to you that you will carry forever.
Bye-bye. Oh, my gosh. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm glad the Miami Dolphins won.
Can you stop clearing your throat right in the middle of the
I'm glad the Miami Dolphins won.
He's verklempt. He's verklempt. He's so verklempt.
Nobody asked you to talk, Cousin Todd. Steven, NHL championships, they get to drink out of the Stanley Cup.
Oh, it couldn't be any better. It couldn't be any better, Stacy, because remember I told you Canada really wants to beat us because they're so mad because they're mad at Donald Trump. And that the United States beat Canada again. Canada hasn't won since, I think, maybe 1975 or something. We keep the cup again in America. We beat Canada again. It couldn't be any better. Oh, it could be better because I had big money on the Panthers, and they came up for me big time. So I'm retired now. I have a lot more free time, and with the Thunder was just a cherry on top. So that's been really good. Gambling is mostly luck, but it's also a little bit of skill involved. If you can get it right, basketball made me rich. Hockey made me rich. I'm going to see what baseball does now. But so far, beautiful, man. It's been absolutely beautiful.
There's a nice shirt there. Nice shirt.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, my gosh. I cannot believe this. Keith, did you know...
Keith,
did you tell him the news? I don't want to get you in trouble or anything. Did you tell Steven? Steven, did you tell Keith what happened?
What happened, guys?
What happened?
Steven just told Stacy and I and our audience that he's got himself knocked up.
Oh, yes, I am pregnant. I'm the first pregnant man ever. Who thought this could ever happen? I didn't know.
Todd is wasting our time.
I can't believe
it was an alien invasion and more than once.
New generation of stars in the NBA.
I took one for the team,
two great
guys.
cities.
Thank you, Steven.
That could not be prouder of their teams. To the Indiana Pacers, throughout these playoffs, they never, ever gave up. Congratulations on a great run. And to the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team-first mentality, homegrown all-stars,
Right.
and a very special culture. Clay Bennett, Sam Presti, Coach Daignault, and this amazing team. Congratulations. You're the 2025 NBA champions. Woo!
right.
Right on, right on. Beautiful.
All right, congratulations. Since the 76ers didn't make it, I really don't.
Well, let's look forward to next year, Stacy. That's all we can do.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
is that's ridiculous. Let me talk about
No, please
what
don't.
was that?
No, she got to cut you down. She got to cut you off. Okay, Stacy.
That was the
we don't wanna hear
NFL,
shots off
right?
Anything.
I want to say congratulations because that was a good win. I was afraid that the Phillies were going to take it, but I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Fate, keep hope alive. America first.
America first. Right on,
All
brother.
right,
If
Todd.
He's
Laguna
coming
was
around.
here,
Todd is coming around.
if
I
Laguna
knew it was
was
going to
here,
happen, Todd. You
If-
can't. You got to go where the cool people are, brother. We accept you for who you are. We don't care.
Well, thank you.
We're just
Let me
glad
ask
you're
you a
on our
question.
side now.
Let
Thank
me
you,
just
Todd.
ask you a question. Do you know who the father is?
Of who?
Never
My
mind.
baby?
I can see you're embarrassed to answer.
It was
It's fine.
immaculate. It was
Never mind.
immaculate conception. I know who
Yeah.
the father was.
Never mind.
A man
Todd,
can't
what are
have a
you-
baby, Todd. Todd, a
you
man
upset?
can't have a baby.
yeah, we're not going to entertain that silliness
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, we're not
Todd
going to
is
be talking about
upset.
the Super Bowl when we're talking about NBA and stuff like that.
We're-
A
we're
man
gonna move
cannot
on.
have a baby.
Okay,
Yet.
we're going to move on and talk about something.
Maybe one day.
If Aguna was here, he'd say, Todd, what in the world do you have on?
It looks like a robe, maybe.
Yeah.
Like a flannel robe or something like somebody in the South would wear. I mean, is it really
How
cold
big
where
it
you are, Todd? Because
How
it's 100
big it
degrees here.
What do you mean somebody in the South would wear?
Yeah, it looks like something literally called like a flannel shirt or something, like a flannel robe or
So
something.
flannel is only reserved for the South? Is that what you're saying?
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah, like
Okay.
flannel to me reminds me of the South. Like people wear flannel clothes, but if you wear it, that's cool. But it's got to be hot in around Philly. What are you in Alaska somewhere? Where are you? Whether is
Well,
it cool?
Nas would know about that, the South.
Right, me too. I'm in the South,
Yeah.
but we're hot here. I've had to take 3 showers today.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I want to move
Yeah.
on. You guys are.
So he's got his air conditioning on
Stacy,
58 or 69.
Stacy, we're wasting time on your show. I'm sorry.
It is a little bit of rumbling so far, but it's been fun.
We're going to get to the important stuff, like how your president has us getting ready to go to war. We'll get to that.
Well, we'll start.
Wow.
With that. Start with that, cousin Todd. You start with it.
Well, Benjamin Netanyahu knew he had a sucker on his hands, so he used him to his advantage, which I knew he was going to do. And he has involved us in a Middle East war yet again. Now, I don't know if you all know the numbers of how much the war cost that we just got out of. Stacy, do you have any idea?
I think you had mentioned it to me earlier. I have to look at my notes.
Okay.
It's a couple $100,000 per day at minimum.
$100 million a day.
What war did we just get out of?
This was
Afghanistan.
Now
He's talking about.
He knows because he keeps talking about.
I don't know what he was talking about. I'm legitimately asking, which war did we just get out of? Afghanistan, when they ran and left everybody, left all of our equipment there. Okay.
This is how he.
It cost us billions of dollars, Todd.
Stacey, can you tell him to shut up or mute him?
All right.
Yay! I don't want you to.
I'm good, Stacey. I'm good.
I don't want you to
hands
sit
up.
in
Don't
a daze
shoot.
while he does that.
Hands up. Don't
just
shoot.
Sit there and listen because this goes on, and it wastes our time.
Hands up. Don't shoot.
You see, he should be removed from the show. He can't do
honey,
that.
honey, I am the show.
Happens, I cannot. I can't. You thieving, I don't know what. You are a criminal. Oh my gosh. You are I can't deal with this. Oh, I've never seen a thief come from out of nowhere and take even the clothes off of your back.
Off of your back.
You wish I would take the clothes off your back.
You wish, Todd.
Ma'am.
You wish, Todd.
I can't deal with this. I am outdone.
Even Stacy knows. Stacy knows.
Okay, so let me try to finish what I was saying if I can.
Oh.
This is outrageous. I can't deal with this. This is anyway. The Benjamin Netanyahu knew he was dealing with a nut job who he could convince to get into a war. Now, we just got out of this war, and of course, Stephen knew what I was talking about because he kept talking about, oh, the way Biden got out of that war, he was horrible, and on and on and on. But that war cost $100 million a day, and we were there for 20 years. Now, Stephen, you remember when they said we can't afford to give every American health care, but we can afford to spend $100 million a day for 20 years?
I agree with you. I didn't want them to stay in Afghanistan. I agree with you, but we had to get out the right way, and they did not, Todd. It was a disgrace to our country.
I'm not asking.
It was a disgrace to our country the way we exited Afghanistan.
You can't be in a daze. You have to.
It was worse than Vietnam. It was worse than.
We need to bring a little clarity.
Okay, just a minute. Let Todd finish. Todd, you can't talk the whole show.
Yes, I can, because you allow them to. So, like I was saying, $100 million a day for 20 years. And they would tell dumb people like Keith and Stephen, you can't afford health care, you can't have it. That means if you work at McDonald's or Target or Walmart, if you're poor and uneducated, you can't have health care. And it's as simple as that. Now, that's unfair to Americans. So,
right. I agree with you.
They
Todd.
tell them that, oh, we can't afford it, but we can spend $100 million a day, whether you liked it or not. This is what happened. Right. So they can afford for every American citizen to have health care. They just don't want to give it to you poor people. So, so now this is what this Trump is going to get ready to have us back into. He had no business bombing them. This is what 9/11 was about.
No, it's not.
The Middle East got sick of Americans in their business. And so that was the third time, mind you, for the dumb people, they tried to blow up America. That was the third time. They do this because they don't want America in their business. Stay out of our business. We should not be encouraging war. We should not be throwing bombs in the Middle East.
Thank you.
That's Israel's problem, not ours. We give Israel money, which Keith doesn't want to give Israel money. He said,
hey, Keith, put your hand up so we can talk. This man's going to talk all day. We got to put their hands up.
Stephen and Keith said they don't want to give Israel money. So
no, we did not. We never said that.
Keith said that.
No, we want to give Israel money.
He said no giving Israel money. He said
Israel is our only partner in this whole world. Israel.
Stop talking. Stop talking, Todd. I'm going to move on. You've gone on and on. We don't have time for you to continue to go on and on.
Well, we can't get into a war. I tell you that. And Keith and Stephen don't care because they don't have people that's going into war. Not their children, not their grandchildren, nobody.
Chaos it would entail. Welcome back to CBS News Detroit at 5. I'm Shana Humphreys.
And I'm Veronica Ortega. The president made the comment on his way to the NATO summit as he announced a fragile ceasefire between Iran and Israel is back in effect.
Erica Brown joins us live from Capitol Hill, where intelligence briefings on Iran were abruptly postponed. Erica.
Well, Shana and Veronica, as President Trump now switches gears to that high-stakes NATO summit in Europe, earlier today he was visibly frustrated, slamming both Israel and Iran for recent military movements that put that fragile ceasefire to the test just hours after it took effect.
Mr. President, please.
President Trump arrived in the Netherlands Tuesday for the NATO summit. En route, he announced that the ceasefire between Israel and Iran is back on track after a phone call with Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
There was going to be a retaliation this morning by Israel.
The turnaround comes hours after the president, visibly frustrated, used profanity as he lashed out at both sides, claiming they violated the ceasefire he announced just the night before.
We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
Ahead of his arrival in Europe for the NATO summit, the president posted a screenshot of a message from NATO's Secretary General congratulating him for decisive action in Iran, saying it was something no one else dared to do. Here on Capitol Hill, the classified briefing on Iran that was expected for House members today has been postponed. And we're told the Senate briefing has been pushed to Thursday so the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense can participate.
This last-minute postponement of our briefing is outrageous, it's evasive, it's derelict.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer slammed the delay.
There is a legal obligation for the administration to inform Congress about precisely what is happening. What are they afraid of?
In a sign that the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran could be sustainable, Israel prepared to fully reopen its main airport. And CBS News has just learned from sources that an early intelligence assessment says that Iran's nuclear program has only been pushed back by a matter of months by those U.S. strikes over the weekend, and that the facilities were not obliterated. But the White House is
nobody knows yet. Nobody knows.
Wrong, saying it seeks to demean the president and discredit the service members who carried out the mission. Shayna, Veronica.
All right, Erica, thank you for that live report.
Okay, thank you. Now, Keith and then Stephen. My question would be to you. The president sent those bombs over to obliterate Iran's, where they believed
nuclear capability.
Iran was building the nuclear weapon, and it didn't do that. And we just
has that been proven, Stacey?
Keith,
or is that just speculation on y'all's part?
Has it been proven that it has, Stephen?
Is it my turn yet?
Go ahead,
okay.
Keith.
Yeah, let me just say this. Let me say this to clear the record so that everybody listening will hear it straight from me. Todd always takes it out of context, and then I'll answer your question, Stacey. But he says that I don't want to fund Israel. No, I said taxpayer dollars need to be scrutinized as to how much we're giving Israel. We don't always need to be funding them, unchecked. And the evidence of that is when what Trump said, neither Israel or Iran know what the F they're doing. Now, he made that out of frustration. He stated that, but that's the reason I'm saying you don't just throw money out there like Obama did. Okay, having said that, now to answer Stacey's question, I think that, the media lies, and Stephen can vouch for what I'm saying. Once the media throw out this report, it is a strategy, I think, to say, oh, they didn't destroy everything, you guys, so we can now come back at you. But no, I bet you everything has been destroyed. They're just lying. So there's that is what I'm saying. Stephen, you can take it from here.
Yay. Help me, lover.
Oh, Fran would say that.
Keep going.
It's incredible that they would say that because they're setting themselves up for more, bigger, better bombs. It's so stupid. It's something people like Todd would do. Be like, oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. You didn't beat the hell out of us the first time. We're good. And then you got to go, okay, we got to go beat the hell out of you some more. Oh, it's incredible. This is what happens. See, what we have right now is we have a real president and we have a man in the White House. And this is what this country needs. We should never. I love women. I love women, Stacey. I love women. But women should never be president, and we should never have a gay president like we did with Obama. We should never have somebody that we saw the last 4 years and the years of Obama. Everything that was gay and transgender went through the roof. You know why? Obama's gay, Michelle's a man, and everybody knows it. Now we have a real man with huge coconut nuts running this country and doing it the way he's supposed to, and he's leading from the head. That's what you're supposed to do. And he happens to be a white man. I know everybody hates the white man, but this white man is kicking everybody's ass. And if he was black, I would say the same thing. I think the problem is we have half black people like Obama. He's half black. Or we have Bubba Wallace. He's half black. I think that's what the problem is. If we get a real black man like Keith, Keith would be an excellent president. Keith is the epitome of a real man on earth. Keith, everybody should aspire to be a man like Keith. And, there's other people on the show I'm not going to talk about because that's your business. But we have real men, real good people running the country right now, and we're kicking everybody's ass.
Okay, thank you, Stephen.
Everybody that's against it is a communist, and you will end up in prison.
I don't understand your point.
I know you don't understand my point. I know you don't because you're in a different realm. Keith understands my point because we're in the same realm. We understand each other. Keith, that was for you, brother. And yeah, I would push everybody out the way for you to be president because you are.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. You can't keep going on and on. I
can because Todd did, and he said a bunch of garbage.
Okay, now what Stacey means to say is you're not going to move on because that's dumb and ignorant. What you're going to do is correct him and say, how dare you speak that way about our president? About Michelle Obama? That's what you mean to say to him. You mean to correct all of his lies and racism and ignorance and homophobia. Go ahead, I'll wait.
Okay, so we do not, Sporlitics does not condone homophobia. We do not condone racism, and we do not
sexism
or condone sexism. We do not condone those. Now, it's odd because last week, Cousin Todd was on here talking about he was being, people would have interpreted his statements as racist.
What
we don't condone that either.
What statements did I make that were racist?
When you said you're gonna if you're from Europe, you have to go back.
No. What I said was, just to be clear for the record, white people like Keith love to call Mexicans invaders. And he's copying off the president, saying they're vermin and they're invaders. And I was setting the record straight about who the real invaders are. And this place was not white when the white people invaded it and stole it from the natives. That's not racism, that's truth.
Well, I think it was how you said it. You said, if you're
European.
Yes. I don't want to put words in your mouth. You
okay,
know.
I'll tell you again. I said, if you are European and living in America, you, in fact, are the invader, not the Mexicans. So
that's not true.
Why don't
that's not
you
true,
go
Todd.
back to where you came from if you don't like it?
No, we fought wars, and then we paid for the country that we bought. We bought the country, we fought wars, and we bought. We didn't steal nothing from anybody. You're wrong,
you didn't
Todd.
pay for anything, just like
we
you
did
paid
pay for it. We did pay for this country.
You people
we paid Mexico for California and Arizona and stuff. We paid them money after we beat their ass in a war. You don't know what you're talking. You don't know history, Todd.
They paid with
Todd,
their
you're
blood.
ignorant. You're ignorant. You don't know what you're talking about.
You gotta, okay, so Stephen,
World War II.
Okay, what you guys are going to do?
No, this is before World War I and II, dummy.
All right, what you all are going to do is you're going to speak. You're going to stop speaking, and then you're going to let someone else speak, or I'm going to just remove you because this over each other is not working, and people can't hear or understand what you're saying. Okay.
Well,
so I'm going
to.
Okay, I'll finish. This nonsense into World War I, World War II. This is long before World War anything, dummies. Remember Columbus, where he discovered America? How can you discover a place where people have been living for generations? So it started out as a lie, dum-dums. And the lie continues. They put poison blankets on these people. They killed them. They tried to enslave them. They weren't built for it. So they killed them and took their land. You call that criminal, a thief.
Your ignorance is painful. It's painful to hear your ignorance.
Of course, you would say that.
You need to educate yourself. You're
You
100%
have no education, dumb.
Yes, I do. I've educated myself.
Oh, okay.
I'll bet you $100,000. Everything you just said in the last 5 minutes is wrong. You want to bet me on air? I'll bet you $100,000.
Okay.
Everything you're saying is wrong. Put your money where your mouth is, big mouth.
That bet,
bet me. You want to bet me?
Idiot.
Bet me.
Just
Bet me. You don't know what you're talking about.
What I
you don't have
said,
any knowledge of history.
Stacey,
You're struggling, Todd. You're struggling.
What we're
Thank
going
you.
to do is hold you to it, and
Okay,
you're going to court for that, dummy. I
All right,
said
thank you.
Christopher
move on.
Columbus came over here and took the land that people have been living on for generations.
No, he did not.
That's what I said.
But that's wrong. That's your Marxist narrative, and it's wrong.
Thank you. I got to move on. You gotta love YouTube says white people like Keith.
Ah.
That's his
Yeah,
life.
I'm a white person.
comment.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm white. Hey, look, everybody, can you tell I'm white? Can't you see it? It's obvious, right?
Yep.
Anyway,
Keith and I are brothers.
What I wanted to say, well, let me just say this. Todd doesn't know history because the
Nope.
white man, first of all, wrote the Constitution, signed the Constitution.
That's
and
after they stole the land.
All of the land was not stolen. The land was won. We won our independence.
How did
our
you win
Declaration
it?
of Independence.
How did you win the
won
land?
it through. We
How
won
did
it
you
like
win the
every
land?
other.
A series
Let
of
me answer
wars.
your question. Let me answer your question. We won it like every other country wins.
How?
By
Tell
war.
me.
War.
We fought a revolutionary war when we won. We fought the Indians. We fought them and we won. They lost.
Yes.
Sorry,
You
buddy.
said we.
Too
You
bad.
said we.
Every-
You were in
Yes.
Africa, you dumb black
We
loogie.
won.
You didn't win
Every
anything.
country
They
is
was
won.
white. They would have
Every
killed
country
you.
is
fool.
won. Every country is won by war. Every country has been won by war. That's man's civilization. We brought
That's right,
civilization.
Keith.
We brought the Industrial Revolution right after the World War I. So the white man, guess what? Too bad the white man built it. Now black men helped out.
Built it.
Blacks,
They built it.
yes.
Who built the White House? You dumb dumb.
Yes.
Who built the
Black
White House,
men
dummy?
helped. You
Black
didn't
men
hear the
helped.
rest of what I
Are
said.
you stupid?
Black people that
White-
were in the country helped, but the white man built it. You might as well admit it. Too bad.
You're
So
so
what?
dumb and ignorant. Go to the South.
So you
They'll
don't like
tell
it,
you
leave.
slaves built this.
So you don't like it, leave. That's all you can do.
I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
This
go
is what
to
I
Iran.
built. We built this, coon.
He's going to go to Iran. They can say,
You're-
stand on top of this building. We're going to
Go
toss
back
you
to
off. And he's
Europe.
going to think they meant something else.
All right.
The
So
white
I'm going to
man
share
Stand
my
on top of this building. We're going to toss you off in
enjoy it.
Iran.
a U.S. judge. If you can see the screen, a
Fool,
U.S.
you are a
judge.
coon and an embarrassment to your mother.
A U.S.
No, you are Todd.
Excuse me.
Keith is a man. I don't want to describe you on this show.
Okay, stop. I asked you to stop multiple times. I'm not having it. A U.S. judge blocks Trump's plan to close Harvard's doors to international students. This is by Reuters, written June 23rd. Yesterday, by Nate Raymond. It says Boston, a federal judge on Monday blocked President Trump's administration. Let me make this a little bit bigger. From implementing its plan to bar foreign nationals from entering the United States to study at Harvard University. U.S. District Judge Allison Burroughs in Boston issued an injunction barring Trump's administration from carrying out its latest bid to curtail Harvard's ability to host international students amid an escalating fight pitting the Republican president against the prestigious Ivy League school.
Prestigious garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, garbage. It's not prestigious.
All right. Thank you.
He won't stop.
Thank you.
He won't
No,
stop.
I'm serious.
Get
Harvard
rid of
should be
him.
ashamed of themselves.
Get rid of him.
Don't give any more federal money to Harvard.
So why do you say that, Stephen?
Because they are 100% horrible towards Jewish students there that are innocent. That's one reason. Plus, they do the DEI that is completely racist. against white people and Asian people and other people that people like Todd can't compete with. So what they have to do is have all this racial crap so he can go to school or he can get a job because he can't do it on his own. That's what the problem is. It's discrimination. It's discrimination against white, Asian, Indian people. And that's wrong. And that's what Harvard does. Harvard discriminates against everybody. So what we're going to have to come to terms with is it's not going to happen anymore. People are going to get on their own merit, They're going to be allowed to go to school or they're going to allow to get jobs. It's not going to be because they're transgender or they're gay or they're black or they're something or chicken or whatever. Things are going to be more normal than they have been. And that's what Donald Trump has done too, because we don't have LGBT, LSD anymore. We have.
Thank you. Keith, if you look at the article, it says the preliminary injunction extends a temporary order the judge issued on, I can't see the date, on June 5th that prevented the administration from enforcing a proclamation Trump signed a day earlier that cited national security concerns to justify why Harvard could no longer be trusted to host international students. So was the president saying that all international students could no longer be trusted in the United States?
No, he was saying international students who prove themselves breaking the law or violating other students' rights, like what the what these pro-Palestinian type people have done. And many of them, by the way, were not even students. They just came from the outside. So that's what the president, he's concerned about, the people who violate the rights of students of Harvard. And that's why he initiated that, to protect the American people, whether they're Jews or Gentiles. Doesn't matter.
What if they were black people, Keith? Do you think it would be going on as long as it has?
Oh, yeah.
No, it wouldn't. And I would be standing up going, why are
Okay, so Cousin Todd, what does this mean for the Trump administration's attempt to block these international students? And how will you think that will have a ripple effect and affect the United States in terms of research and moving forward financially, academically?
Right. You're talking about, because you know that these foreigners pay to come here. This is where the university gets their money, dum-dum, from these foreign students who pay full rate. And so they're dipping into their money. And this is an overreach from the president. He has no business in their businesses, which is what the court said. You can't dictate what goes on college campuses. And for these people to pretend, oh, he trying to protect. He's not. He's not trying to protect you. As a matter of fact, Stephen said, I thought Trump was going to do something bad to black people. That's why I didn't want him to be president. But now, of course, he's going to say, I never said that. I
said that.
Oh,
I was worried about it in 2016 that Donald Trump was going to be bad for black people, because that's what the media told me. It turns out the media was always full of crap. The media was always lying to us. I didn't know it. I was worried about black people. Todd, you're right, because that's me. But you know what? You're not worried about the Jews, Todd. You never come on here and say, they need to stop effing with the Jews, Todd.
Ooh,
you never say that. But I always say, don't mess with gay people. Don't mess with black people. Don't mess with trans. Don't hurt me. But I've never heard you say protect the Jew. Because you know what you are? You're an ass.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the rest of the word, but that's what you are, man. You got to look at yourself. You got to look at yourself,
anyway,
Todd. You got to look at yourself, Todd, because I stand up for black people or gay people or Jewish people. I'm not any of those people. I stand up for women. I'm not a woman, Todd. I'm not pregnant. You understand me, Todd? You understand me? But you never stand up for a white person or a Jew, because you are the effing problem. You are the piece of...
All right, we're going to stop right here.
You are the...
Okay. Now, he said he stands up for women.
It makes this country a bad place.
He said about
No, it's
women.
people.
He said about women.
It's people,
women should not be
people
president
like you heard.
in the United States.
People like you
And
heard
he
everything,
said-
and
He's
the world.
saying, okay, you're going to have to get rid of him.
Yeah, I can't keep
Yeah.
fighting him.
Now, he said, I'm for women, but he doesn't think a woman should be president of the United States. Did you hear that? He's for gays, but he doesn't think a gay person should be president of the United States. And the way he talked about Barack Obama, he should be arrested. And the way he talked about Michelle Obama, I would have thought you, Stacey, would have a fit, because usually you let people have it when they attack women personally, physically, or otherwise.
Well,
and you
let
seem
me
to let him skate by saying she's a man anyway. Michelle Obama. Everybody knows that she's a man. She's a transgender. Huh?
Okay,
Oh,
so let me
yeah.
address that. Let me address
Yay.
it first. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. I know who Stephen is. I know when Stephen gets carried away. I know when he goes too far. And that's what he was doing. Sometimes I'm not going to let people be confused and think I'm the crazy one when Stephen's talking. He has a right to his opinion. He can say whatever he chooses to. This is what makes this country great, and this is why we have a First Amendment. I don't agree. I think Michelle Obama is beautiful, just like I'm beautiful. But Stephen can say whatever he wants to say about how she looks.
That's true,
I mean,
but usually
she's
on your
used to that.
show,
Usually on this show,
yes, you
what
cut
I
them right
usually
off.
do
Let me
is
give you an
when
example.
when a man is hitting and attacking a woman.
Yes,
so for instance,
you go crazy.
when Ray Rice was caught in the elevator and he cold cocked his fiance
Yeah,
with his fist, I did lose my mind because that
Yeah.
was horrible abuse. What Stephen is saying is what anyone can go
and
protest. And
when we had this guy on the show calling Serena Williams ugly and she looks like a man, you went off on him.
right, because I thought it was outrageous. But
Yeah,
Stephen,
it was just rude. It was just rude when they did that.
yeah, but with Stephen saying it's rude, it's crazy. But
What did I say that was rude or crazy, Stacey?
I'll
Please.
tell you that
Okay, tell
Michelle
me, Todd.
Obama is a man. She's a transgender. That's what you said. You probably don't remember it because you're probably
Oh, that Michelle
high.
Obama? No, there's something weird about Obama. I'm not trying to be. I don't care if anybody's gay. I don't
You
care.
just
But
said
he's something gay.
it was
There's something
what's
really gay about Obama that
Okay,
everybody
but
that has a brain
that's your
can
opinion,
understand.
and everyone doesn't.
I'm
agree
not
with
trying
that.
to beat him up. I don't care. I'm just saying he
Okay,
wasn't
we're
a good man
talking
for this
about
country.
Michelle
Every
Obama.
We're not talking about that. You
hold
said
up,
earlier in this show,
5,000%.
early in this show, you said Michelle Obama was what, Todd?
A man, and she's transgender.
So did Joan.
So if Michelle Obama is a man and transgender, that means I'm a man and transgender, and everyone knows I'm not. So it's just
Joan Rivers said,
and just so absurd.
everybody says it.
No, everyone doesn't say it, and
Not on
Everybody
this
does.
show.
it's just so absurd. I'm not going to dignify it with a response. But if Stephen were caught on camera hitting a woman, knocking a woman out, physically abusing a woman, or emotionally abusing a woman, or another human being, doesn't have to be a woman, a man, I would have a fit. But him saying those words about her is outrageous. It's just, Stephen, what are you going to do? After a
Oh
while,
no, I don't care. There's a huge constellation of people who believe that Michelle is a man. I'm not the only one saying it. There's a huge people. I'm not saying she is or not. I've never been between her legs. I don't know what she is, but there's a lot more people than me. There's a lot more people that are a lot higher up than me that says she's a man, and they say
Not on
he's
this
gay,
show.
and he had a boyfriend that.
Okay, I don't want to.
Why do you cut me?
I'm gonna tell you.
You
why I cut
asked
you
me a
off.
question.
I don't want that on
Okay,
this
I'm
You
show.
gonna
asked me
tell
a
you
question.
why. All right, let me tell you why I cut you off.
No.
Those
Just
are
don't cut me
rumors.
off.
Those are rumors that can be misconstrued as slander, and I can't have that on the show. If you think that someone says that and they believe it, oh, okay.
I don't know if it's.
I'm not saying you.
That's why it's not slander. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm
you
saying
can't just
that half the people in this
say it.
country believe that Michelle is Mike.
Okay, no.
Half this country,
half of the
Michelle is a man.
not believe Michelle
I
Obama
don't know.
and for you to say
You
that,
cut me off.
yes, because you keep saying the same
Communist.
thing over and over again. Okay, he keeps saying the same thing over and over again, and I can't have it. So he can believe whatever he wants. Other people can believe whatever they want.
But I want you to let him know the reason you're cutting him off is because what he's doing is slander, and you can't be responsible for that. For example, he didn't say, everybody thinks, he said, Michelle Obama, this is his words, quoting, is a man. She's a transgender. That's a factual statement. He didn't say, everybody thinks, you know what? Everybody thinks this. No, he took ownership and said that. He can't do that here. You have to say allegedly or people think this. He didn't say that until after the fact. So that's why he got cut off. And he said it over and over again.
So let's close out. I think we've had enough. I've definitely had enough. I did not want the show to go in that direction.
No.
Could have made his comment and said allegedly and then kept moving on. But to keep
That's
to
all.
kind of double down on that is
This is what Donald Trump does.
To double down on it is not acceptable. And Keith, do you think that's acceptable for him to double down on it?
I'm not going to answer because I'm not going to lose my boy toy.
Keith, you've muted yourself. I can't unmute you or mute you. Or do you refuse to answer the question?
Yeah. What
I'm
were you
trying to get married?
No, what is the question? Go ahead. I mean, there's been so much talk. I can't keep up with you guys. What is the question?
The question was, do you agree with Stephen that it was right? Do you agree with Stephen that it was right to continuously say that former First Lady Michelle Obama is not
a man
gender
and a transgender?
Born as.
Oh, yeah. That I don't want to touch that with a 10. I don't know, and until she says that she is, I'm not gonna assume that she is. So I don't even question that. I never even questioned it. To me,
So
I think
don't
she's
even want to go down
she.
that. I don't even want to go down that road. I didn't want our show to go down that road. That's.
I mean, it would seem to me that she would be proud, just like all the rest of them are proud to announce to the world that if that's true, just like, Bruce Jenner, I'm a woman. So, it would seem to me that she would be proud to say to the world that she is a man, if that were true. So I don't believe it's true. I really don't.
Of course
I don't think
not.
it's true.
She had 2 children. So it's just dumb. And to repeat that on the show, the way Stephen did was wrong. And that's why she kept cutting him off. You can't do that. That's called slander.
I understand. That's right.
So we're going to say goodnight to our first responders in our communities. You make our lives livable. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the women and men of the U.S. military for all that you do in sacrificing your lives so that we are free to say and use our First Amendment right. We're free to say whatever we choose on this show. We are forever indebted.
Even though whether it's true or not.
On behalf of Stephen, the independent thinker, Keith, the constitutional conservative, and my cousin Todd, I'm Stacey Johnson. Let's keep this conversation going on Stephanie Stallworth's The Flow Television Network, Twitch, X, Facebook, Instagram. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Sporlitics, and please like our little clips on TikTok. At our address on TikTok is sporlitics.com, all one word, sporlitics.com. We will not see you next week. It is
4th of July.
We will be enjoying the birthday celebration of our great, great country. We'll see you after that. Good night.
Protest on July 4th. No Kings. You're going to be with the No Kings rally. That's why we can't stand you, Todd. And I don't care what you say, Todd. We kicked your ass. You don't even know it yet. Do we have to physically kick your ass?
How did you do
we have to stand in front of our cars, get in our faces, and see? We will kick your ass. We are tired of people like you, Todd.
Who's we?
Todd, we're tired of people like
Tell me
you.
who we are. Who's we?
And what are you talking
MAGA,
about?
baby. Keith, me, MAGA. we are the country. We are the best country in the world. Keith and I are the patriots, and we'll kick every one of your little asses all over the place because you ain't worth a shit, brother. You ain't worth.
We're not gonna have that cursing. Good night. We're not gonna have that cursing. Good night.